normal people.
I think
Alright,
they're
so
all
according to
normal.
turn order, we're going to start with who's where again? I
I'm
don't
in
know
the
where
town.
anybody. So you're. What was Thorin? Thorin was about to go off to do whatever mission he was about to do.
Yes.
What was
Nadra's
Thorin? What were you
brooding.
trying to do?
I was going to the south because
Yeah,
they
going
told me
straight
to go
into the
there
maw of
first.
another Legion camp. So
Yeah. Unless I still run into Niltaor, that's in the town, which is leaving
oops.
for Isha. But
That is a no. You don't run into any of them because you know Thorin. As soon as he gets an objective, it's like I'm off. You can come with if you want, but I'm gonna go. So since
that's
you're basically on a solo mission, roll encounter because you're the one who's on the solo mission.
Can we move to the map, please?
Okay. You can still roll encounter from anywhere on without it being on
I know,
the map.
but
So
I just want to see the map.
because you're in the town, friendly place.
do
That's a
I do
little
that?
strange.
Probably Spicolis.
No, because you're going straight south. You wouldn't get near him.
I kind of have to travel the. They told me to travel the Baltic line, basically, but yeah. How does that work? How is that a friendly place?
How's what friendly place?
The place where I'm at right now. I mean,
Oh, was that friendly place? So I don't know. Are you paying attention to to your wilderness or not?
I
Like,
have to.
Are you
reopen my
bothering?
detective
Like,
cheats.
or is it just you're clearly just objective based?
That's something I'm gonna let up to the dice.
Okay. Nope. You're probably not going to be. That's below. That is like a 3. That is below any potential to actually care about anything around you. So I don't know what would Thorin be thinking at this moment. I mean, besides the glory and carnage that is about to happen, that potentially could happen.
He's probably. Good question. God damn it.
Are you even thinking? Period. Or are you just I have something to do?
I'm probably thinking of what dang it, Hollow said.
Which is what that he's trying to take possession of your body.
I'm probably somewhat. It's on my mind, so yeah.
Okay, so well, and then it's like, how is this friendly though? It's like
I don't know.
I guess it's giving you more preparations. Like, all right, so now you have a new angle to think about, which is, if he does, now you have to be strong enough to fight your previous master. Then also, it's like, it could be, he could be wrong also. There's all these potentials that you now have to consider. All right, moving on. What's next? So this is you. So that's what's filling your head most of the time is, now I have to worry about this. Okay, so you get there, and there's like you're getting close, but there's still nothing. It doesn't seem like it's like, all right, where's the Legion patrols? Where's all this stuff? Why am I heading this direction? Doesn't seem to be anything out here. No sign of the Legion. No sign of there's maybe wildlife, but there doesn't seem to be many. Like you're almost on top of where you need to be, and there's still no sign of anything.
Well, let's just continue traveling at that point.
So, to where?
Just gonna travel the border of the coast, probably.
You're traveling along the coast.
Yeah. As long as I don't find anything, I'm gonna travel.
Yeah, it's like you're traveling on the coast. Now you're getting on the borders of, this is where the forest ends and where the flooded ruins begins. Now you're seeing massive stone architecture sunken into the earth, along with ungodly moans and other things coming from that land, because the entire land is haunted.
Ooh.
So,
Spoopy.
Dawn is flicking her ears. It's like, what is noise?
Just ignore it.
It's like, but what is noise? It's like you gave her an order to ignore it, and she will, but it's like, but what is it? So
Nothing to worry about.
So Tracy's like, I've heard about this. I never usually came this direction. I didn't go very far past Greenfields, but I've heard that this whole land is haunted. And Underwood is in the middle of this somewhere.
Yeah, we're gonna try to avoid Underwood.
Okay, so... No, it's like, so what, head east? It's like, she's looking at a map, and it's like, but east is grass grounds. I mean, if there was a base anywhere to the south, we haven't found it. Or maybe... and she comes up, it's like, maybe we passed it.
I'm basically like... I can see the map probably as well, right?
Yeah, so she's showing you the map. And it's like, she marked out the spots that you just were at. And it's like, yeah, you've scoured that area, and there didn't seem to be anything there.
And what about there? And I point to Land of the Lost Eras.
Okay. It's like, I haven't been there before.
Neither have I, but...
Okay, so it's already been... You've been traveling for roughly 3 days.
3 days now.
Yeah, so... I don't know, how far ahead is Say and them? Say, how far ahead were you guys?
Say and Adrik were probably 6 days ahead of me.
6 days? Alright, can you reach them in 6 days? Or?
I thought we were only like 3 days ahead.
Okay.
I can, if I move at the same speed I have already, so...
Okay, so you... Wait. So...
If nothing happens, I can reach.
No, you're now on the exact same time frame, because you moved 3 days, 60, or you moved 3 days, and then they had moved 3 days from there, because last time we checked, they were here.
Yeah, but they did 4 days that.
True.
And I didn't do any days from then.
I don't know, what does the game say? The game says you're going to be a little bit behind, meaning they're going to do some stuff before you arrive.
Yeah, probably.
If you arrive, that's the better question. It's like, are you going to be moving in the right direction? So your plan is to just keep going.
Yep.
But there's the protest, which is we're just going to hit grass grounds. It's not really. It's like if there was. So she marked off on the map that that area that she thought there was a base. There's no base there. There's no Legion presence at all on that entire coast. Like from this corner. You could see Glowspire right there from across the river. It's so massive that you can see it from 18 miles away across a massive body of water.
That's pretty huge.
It's a pretty large city. Hence why they call it, it's almost like a landmark. But it's like a more of a scar or a cancer on the land than it is a glorious thing. Okay, so you here, now we get to move to an actual world map. Which is... Okay, now we're here, and obviously this is grass grounds. You're now in grass grounds. Let's see if your clones are here. Are your clones here? Good. Say goodbye to your clones. So you arrive on a wolf with Tracy. You're lucky that there's enough food, so you don't have to worry about that for now, until something bad happens, which usually it does.
Even then, trick.
Yeah, you just see you're a cannibal. You just eat anything.
I can just do this.
Anything and everything. Yeah, and then you can make food. So, what are you? He's like the dark version of Jesus. Yeah, it does tell you about the planet, doesn't it? All right, so what, are you just going to ride in? So, same as before. There's nobody in the towers. There's no guards outside of the walls. There's no guards on the walls. So it's just a giant stone wall.
Yeah, well,
with an open gate that's always open.
I'm just going to go in and see why there is nobody on the walls.
Okay, so they immediately see what's riding in, and they all just... They kind of go into shock a little bit, and they start shutting doors and closing windows. And Tracy's like, huh. What, you thought they didn't see a giant wolf with a snake riding it and a barbarian? I mean, come on. What, do you guys get out enough? Or she's saying this loud enough for the whole square to hear. It's like, do you guys get out enough? What is it? You've never seen a warg before? So what is your opinion? Apparently everyone's shutting in their windows and stuff.
Well,
like you asked a clear question to whoever was nearby, and they just and then they just start running away and closing themselves in their houses.
Well, if they are so afraid, then why the hell don't they have guards on the walls? That's basically my reaction.
Yeah, so it's like maybe they don't need them, or maybe they're just stupid. Who knows?
I'm just gonna.
So Dawn, being the innocent animal, it's like, why do people flee?
Because you are scary to them.
Yeah, so. And she looks down at her paws. It's like, she's not quite understanding, scary. To her, she's normal. She's normal-ish. So
they think you are something they need to be afraid of.
It's like, why?
I don't know.
Yes.
That's just how people.
And so Tracy's like, "You're not the best at explaining things, are you?"
Nope.
It's like, well, it's your animal, so.
Well, she isn't the smartest either.
So roll perception.
Probably gonna fail miserably.
It's a 10. Come on. If you fail miserably on a 10, well, you did just now, so.
All right.
Okay, so. Out of all the things, obviously it's going to be the weird box thing. So the box, a box that you were paying attention to springs to life. It's like, ooh, more visitors, more peoples. You different. You radiate darkness. Ooh, Sphinx will be very interested in you. Yes, come. And you see he's walking on his hands towards a house.
I basically dismount from Dawn at that point and follow the box.
It's like, I think we'll stay out here. That's a little too weird for my taste, even for me. So, of course, Dawn is going to try to follow you. So it doesn't matter if she wants to stay outside. Since she's riding Dawn, Dawn's going to follow you.
Can Dawn even get inside?
So, yes, the door is wide enough where it was designed for the Sphinx to exit. So.
Yeah, but I don't know that. I mean,
yeah, so very large door that she can enter. So it's like, new one. You must be. It's like, as he's like coming closer. Don't tell me. It's like, you are. Who are you?
Well, you were going to guess. I'm not telling you then.
It's like, oh yes, I did say that. Okay. Your name is Charles?
No, not even close.
How about Jacobs?
Neither.
So it's like, oh, now you're just not making this easy. It's like, all right, I give up. Who are you?
Thorin.
It's like, of course you are. It's like, oh, I just, like she's going back to her table. It's like, oh, don't be so surprised. I already know who you are, what you're doing here, and all the other little nuances of your life. It's just, it gets boring knowing everything. You have to have some excitement in life. Come, sit. So, and you see the box like leaps on the table, and he's drooling all over the table. Hey, not on the table. Well, she's trying, but she's not doing a very good job at humor or not being a know-it-all. It's like, so, you're here looking for the Legion.
I'm not here looking specifically for the Legion.
It's like, oh, then what are you looking for?
Well, I passed by this town and saw there were no guards whatsoever on the walls. And the gate
it's like, why would we need guards? Guards attract other fighters.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. It's like, it's easier for me to just banish whoever does the town harm. All I have to do is just throw them into some sort of hell portal, and then they usually don't come out.
Depends on who they are.
Well, I haven't met anybody who survived that. Of course, you would know all about surviving interdimensional travel, wouldn't you?
I suppose. I mean, I don't even know sure.
It's like, oh, you know. It's in your head, after all.
Well, I know my past, but I'm not sure where or how it took place. It doesn't feel like me.
That's because it didn't take place here. It took place in another far-off land. A place where... It's like she's kind of pawing the table. It's like a place where they don't want you back. In fact, they think you're dead there. I mean, it would be not surprising. You were thrown into a portal, you came out here, you're not there anymore, so technically you're dead to them.
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
It's like, I could show you the road to go back, but I don't think you'd want that just yet. There are still things you need to accomplish here. Might as well not ruin the surprise anyway. It's like, so she just, under her paw, she puts something on the table and passes it to you. It's like, this is perception, so this is you picking up this odd object that she just passed you. And trying to see, alright, is this something I can understand? This is a 10, come on. So what you pick up, it looks like a ring. Just a standard silver ring.
What is this meant for?
It's like, when you want to go back, simply bring this to me again, in the future. But just know that the trip might be one way. I know, it's a hard decision to make, that's why I'm giving you ample time to try and make the decision. I'll keep doing research and seeing if there's a way back. But there's a high chance that when you go back to where you came from, you're not coming back.
Why not?
It's like, well, you'd have to find something attuned to this world from that world. That ring you're wielding is made of metal from your homeland. It's like, don't ask how I got it. That's not for you to know.
I'm not even bothering to ask, so...
It's like, and I bet you know enough about attunement magic by now. It's like, no?
No, not
It's
really.
like, very simple. You just need an item of that dimension. I cast a spell on you and it'll pull you to that dimension. Now, remember... Well, she kind of laughs because, remember, because it's all in your memories. Now remember, there's a lot of hostile entities where you just left, so you better come prepared. It's like, right, so I should probably send you on your way. A couple of your friends came through here a few days ago. I think you're behind them maybe a few days, I'm not sure. Maybe a day or so.
Well, also depends on how fast I go.
It's like, well, you better get going then, shouldn't you?
Yes. I should.
And she kind of waves you off. It's like, alright, off you go.
I leave at that point.
Okay, so... Swap and tax. We're going to Nadra, which is now a solo adventure. I would feel guilty if I really could, but I can't, because I don't feel guilty at all.
What is this guilt?
What is this
What
guilt?
is this?
What is it?
Nadra got new art. I do still feel that it's way too happy given the circumstances. I kind of prefer the old one, but it's already there, so too late now. It's just like, it's the arena. Where's the grimness? Where's the dour? Too much smiling and happiness and sunlight.
Well, the grimness is on the other side of the picture, on the corpse of the guy she just butchered.
Yeah, but I mean, where is the corpse? I think it would be better if there was the corpse there. It's like, it seems too I don't know, what do you guys think? It seems too happy to be Neandra's.
Well, she's
not the grim, dark fist fighter, which we've known for so long.
Well, we've not known her for that long.
Okay, not that long, but for the brief time we've known her, she's always been prone to violence and destruction, but it just seems too...
Violence and destruction.
Oh well, maybe she's got that. Actually, that would change your character completely. She's got a psychopathic tendencies. She's smiling, but she's like a killer. Anyway,
she's
so
yet to,
so
receive
you
the
just stormed to
same
your room. You just
adoration
lost
she
a
gets.
fight,
Yeah.
and so now what? I mean, like, do you just go to bed? Do you just mope in there?
Well, if you remember, I actually typed it in yesterday because I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
I don't remember any of it, so please elaborate.
Yeah, okay.
You were going to go back to the alley.
Yeah, basically,
Back to the alley.
I'm gonna rest, long rest in the room, recover some strength, and return to that alley and train like
Again?
dedicated. Like she's never had
Alright,
this
sure.
happen.
So,
She doesn't really know what to do but try and get stronger.
okay,
And
so
that's about the most
long
private
rest,
spot
no
she's found.
events. Really, because most of the people who would bug you are gone now. Like, they've left for whatever adventures, and you're the one who stayed behind, somewhat.
Yeah.
So,
And she hasn't
Niltaor went.
even mentally. She hasn't left that town
that
square
loss.
yet.
Okay, so
Yeah, she's still in that state of
kind
shock,
of denial.
denial, shock. Yeah, just
Alright, so you wake up and you immediately, that's what you do? Like,
gets dressed, doesn't even eat, doesn't drink, goes straight there.
okay, so the bar keeps kind of keeping tabs on that. It's like, are you going to eat something? Are you going to drink anything? Wait, where are you going?
Just right out the door.
Yep, so... Because it's normal. Normally, you would get a drink from him, and so this is uncommon.
Yeah.
So, routine's been broken, and now I'm putting you over. So, alleyway, same guard. It's like, oh, you're back. Wait. You're not here to destroy my property, are you?
I need to train.
Okay. It's like, right, well, so long as it doesn't involve breaking more things.
Is there anywhere where I can punch things?
In the forest.
It's like, well, I don't know. Just...
I need to practice, and I can't practice on nothing.
Okay, so... It's like, well, you can, but I guess that's not a very effective training regime. So he's pondering, and it's like, well, I wouldn't know. I mean, I'm just a militia. We don't really have a lot of training drill sergeants or anything.
Militia? Doesn't the town have a dedicated guard?
It's
Why is
like,
it militia?
no, not really. We have a militia, and that's volunteers. We don't really have a trained guard. We make do with what we have. Like I said, we don't have anyone who's teaching us. Many people who are not bothering.
Wait, so the town is protected by a handful of volunteers that don't know enough about fighting.
So
to
he
do
gives you a
anything.
crooked smile. It's like, I know, it's a recipe for disaster, but what choice do we have? We don't have the expertise.
All right, gather everyone that you can. Yeah,
It's like, gather where?
I don't care. Tell me where you're gathering, and I'll be there.
It's like, I guess the town square is large enough.
All right.
So it's like, right, I'll go to the guard post. You remember, there's that Jangan. There's that prisoner still in there. He's been just kind of rotting away in there for all the time.
Right.
Yeah, so he comes back. Like so you're just gonna wait for him in the square, right?
Yeah.
So you go to the square. He comes back, and the maximum he has is like maybe 6 people.
All right. I'm gonna look them over, inspect their arms
Like,
and armor, and
They look
Inspect
like
this.
just peasants who were given weaponry. I mean, like, they barely have armor on. They don't even look like they've swung a blade very often. It's just it's like 6 men are guarding this whole town. It's like, seriously?
is their armor even equipped properly?
No, some of them aren't wearing their armor properly. Some of them aren't even wearing armor. They're like wearing just farm clothing. Or just clothing in general.
All right. I'm gonna go up to each one that's wearing armor, inspect them personally, and tighten the armor where it needs to be tightened, loosen where it needs to be loosened.
Okay, so they still don't look much like soldiers. I mean, they look, like I said, they look like militia. They look like men who are trying to be soldiers, but they're not really soldiers. They're not trained for this. They're not trained at all. They're just... Oh, it's like, and you hear the guard from the side. It's like, yeah, pretty sight. Not something I'm used to.
Alright. Which one of you lot have actually fought anything?
So none of them raised their hands.
Which one of you have ever swung anything, weapon or otherwise?
So again, nobody raises, like, nobody just wants to own up to something they haven't done.
No one's cut down a tree, no one's hammered an anvil, nothing.
So no tree, they're peasants. So no tree, they're not specialists. They've never swung a bullet. They've never swung an axe. They've never swung a hammer. They're mostly farmers. Not even farmers. They're peasants. They just will live in squalor.
Alright. I'm going to point at one of them at random. Try and hit me.
Okay, so he just kind of shakes his head no. It's like, no, I don't know what's going to happen if he does.
I won't attack you. Try and hit me.
Okay, so
I have to see what you can do.
So he looks to the man who is dressed like a guard for advice. He just nods his head slowly, but he's got like that grim expression of, you better do it. So he does. He swings a punch, and it doesn't even do anything. He like hits you direct square in the chest, and it does nothing. Just,
I'm not even gonna. Do I even have to?
You don't even have to
con on
flinch.
that?
I mean, there's no power behind them. Not enough power behind the blow to do you any sort of harm. You don't even feel it through whatever chest plate you're wearing.
Just gonna look at him and say, Did I just get hit by a child? What was that? Hit me.
Okay, so like he's still nodding his head no, and he's looking to the captain, but the captain just keeps nodding, saying, keep going. So he hits you again, this time with a little bit more oomph. But I don't know, do you have the constitution to just say no? So no, he actually does a bit of it does move you a little bit. So
was that so hard? Hit me again.
Okay, so like again, he's just like, what is this madness? What am I doing here? It's like if I keep going, she's gonna maul me. But the guard is still like, keep going. So he throws another one. So that one did less. It's like, you could tell he's like getting a little scared. It's like, just.
I'm gonna look at him. I don't imagine it's hard to tell that he's getting spooked.
Yeah, I mean, like he's got like horror on his face.
I'm gonna look at him. So if you're scared of an unarmed woman that's demanding you hit her, what are you gonna do when a bandit raid comes or the Legion comes? They're gonna laugh at you.
He's stuttering. It's like
You couldn't protect your own dick, let alone the town.
And so, like the guard, the guy who's dressed like a guard, he kind of laughs at that because it's like, I said the same thing.
All right, I'm gonna look at the guardsmen. So we're gonna get these guys at least somewhat prepared. First off, we need to get them some proper armor.
It's like, I've been trying to get some sort of requisition for a while, but it seems like you heroes are fighting your own war. Has nothing to do with us. We have to make do with what we have, and whatever scraps fall down to us.
That's completely unacceptable.
It's like, you're telling me. Maybe if some adventurers actually started caring about the little guys, maybe our town wouldn't be in such squalor. But they have their own wars to fight, and we can't exactly force them to do what we want, just as the opposite is also true.
Right. Well, we can make do without armor for now. You don't need armor to learn how to hit.
And so it's like, he kind of laughs at that. It's like, make do without armor? How are you going to train a soldier without armor?
What armor do you see of mine? Most of my body is unprotected.
It's like, but you have it's like he taps your arm. It's like, but you have the strength of arms to match.
Yes, and so will they.
It's like, look at these men. Like, he walks over to one and he picks up an arm and says, look at these men. They're malnourished. They barely have enough strength to walk here.
I'm going to walk up and down in front of them.
Yeah, so...
See, I spent the last 18 years of my life fighting. I started at 11. Can any of you say that you can fight better than an 11-year-old girl?
So again, no one's really like they know better than to answer that.
So then you're weaker than an 11-year-old girl.
So
I'm
and so the
intentionally
guard walks
trying
up. It's
to
like, I don't
rile
think that's a very good example because you were born and raised as a fighter.
No, I wasn't. I was
like,
born
oh?
out in the wilderness. I was abducted and
So
raised as a
he
fighter.
just laughs at that. It's like you're still one of the wilderness. Still hardier than these men. These men have lived in the city and the townships for longer than you have been. And like he stops himself there because it's like, they're not that great to be given that. It's like these are city folk. They don't know anything of hardship, or at least not hardship that they have overcome.
Is there are there any fields out nearby the town?
It's like and he kind of looks at you questioning, and it's like the whole outside is a forest.
I'm asking you, Trig.
Oh, yeah, the whole outside is a forest. I mean, there's fields everywhere.
No, like
Outside of
fields,
town.
like farming fields.
Yeah, it's to the east, with a bunch of high paladins kind of wandering around there. Literally high paladins. So,
The high paladins.
All right.
that's what happens when you give drugs to paladins. So,
All right. How safe are the forests outside of town? Can we train out there without risk of attack?